Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Frogget Yarns podcast, Yarn Tea and Books. My name is Tasha, so if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm happy that you're here and joining me again this week. It's kind of a gray, rainy day here today. I just wanted to start with, I had a comment last week or the week before from someone who was like, I'm on mug watch every week to see what mug you're using. So we're going to do mug watch. This week I have a new mug, this beautiful spring, I think they are daffodils or maybe they're those snowdrop things. So this is a repeat buyer for me. This is Shelby Beavin's Designs, Shelby Beavin Design. There's all her info. She is also the maker of my snowflake mug that I use a lot on the podcast. So I had a little look around her Etsy shop just to see if there was anything new, see if there was anything spring. And she had that one, so I snatched it up. So there's your mug watch for this week. Again, my name is Tasha. I am the owner and dyer, along with my husband, of Frogget Yarns, Hand-Dyed Yarns, and Mobile Yarn Truck. So this is where we're going to chat about all of our making. There's book chat at the end. Everything we're up to, everything that we are getting into over the past week. So welcome on in, grab your own mug of something delicious to drink and join us. Let's start with FOs, because folks, I got them. Now, the first one I did not make. The first one is a sample. So our lovely sample knitter, Trisha, I reached out to her to see if she could make us another sample. She made the vest that I wore a couple of episodes ago. And she said, yeah, but like it probably wouldn't be done till April. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Not a big deal. I just wanted a sample of our yak fingering without the fluff. So we have a sample coming from Aquila that is the yak fingering held with the yak fluff. And I wanted one that didn't have the fluff. So I sent her 2 colors of our yak fingering. I sent her Rosy Posy and Stargazing. And then I asked her to make the Unwind shawl. This is a shawl by Tracy Miller. She's one of the grocery girls. And she finished it. It's so pretty. I showed this on Instagram. I did an unboxing when it came. I was so excited. I've been wearing it ever since. I've been having it tucked up around my neck or thrown over my shoulders whenever I get a chill because it's easy to take off and on. It's just so pretty. And you guys, it feels so good. So that'll be in the truck at shows or it'll be around my neck. Hard to say. I also finished my traveler cowl. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, here is the finished traveler cowl. This is a design by Andrea Mowry, and this is our color Cranberry Bog. I just took it out of the bath this morning because I just finished it last night. So she's had a spin in the spin dryer and she's blocking, and then I will sew up this side to this side. Mr. Frogget doesn't want it quite as deep of a neck tube, so I'll probably leave the ends open just a little bit, but there she is. Okay, so that's the traveler cowl. Mr. Frogget is so happy that it's done and I can finally concentrate on other whips. That is done in our, almost forgot, our Rambouillet DK, which is our non-superwash 100% American Rambouillet. It's gorgeous, it's soft, and that is a new color called Cranberry Bog. So that'll be in the trailer or it'll be around Mr. Froggett's neck if it's cold out. Otherwise, it'll be there for a sample. It only took not even 2 skeins. It took about a skein and a half. That's what I have left. I haven't weighed it. If I had to guess, I'd say 30-ish grams left. So yeah, good project for 2 skeins of yarn. I think you can do it in multiple weights too. I think she has it for fingering, sport, and DK worsted maybe. So let's move on to whips, because that's all I got for finished objects. For whips, I've got my February Christmas socks. Yeah, they're not done yet. So for me, it's still February. This will go up. You will see this if you're watching it on the day it comes out. You will see this Saturday, March 1st. So technically, I have time. I don't know. They are both at the same spot now. They are both ready for heels. So these are my February Christmas socks, which we will open March's bag today. So there they are. They are ready for heels, which I might work on later today. I've also been kind of playing around. So Mr. Froggett has a sock machine. And when he first got it, he jumped right into it. He whipped out a lot of tubes, and we threw the tubes in a basket. And I thought, well, this is a good time for me to practice doing an afterthought heel, picking up stitches to add the cuff and the toe, which I've never done that. I've never done an afterthought heel. It's terrifying to cut your yarn. Anyway, so I grabbed a tube. This was the tube. This was an old, or is an older club color. This was from our Alice in Wonderland year. And this is the White Queen. So just these beautiful shades of whites and grays with these pops of pinks and purples. I love this one. So I have a half object. I have a hoe. I did successfully make a sock. One sock. Let me throw it on a blocker. Okay. So there is my very first sock from a sock tube. So I did I just started at one end because he puts in waste yarn when he starts and when he finishes. So I just unraveled this until I got to like almost the very last row. And then I just one by one picked up the stitches with my needles, worked up and did the cuff. And then I went down and picked up all around. That's a whole other game, you guys. I thought I was following the row, and then I'd get, ready to start knitting and realize I went down a row. It was a learning curve for sure. I love my heel. Your heel is essentially your toe when you're doing an afterthought heel. What I have learned is that even though this feels very stretchy, my bind off, it's not as stretchy as when I cast on to knit my socks from the top down. So I will need to do a little bit stretchier bind off for the next one. But I love the way they fit. I love that I was able to do this in an evening. Just add the bits. I just found some random scraps that kind of matched. So I started on the second one. This is the toe. So I'm going to do the toe first. And then I'm going to count my rows and cut in my heel. And then I'll count my rows again. I wrote them all down and add my cuff on this one. The reason I wanted to practice is because I think moving forward for my self-imposed sock club, when I get ready to do my next Christmas socks, which will be for March, I'm going to have Mr. Froggett teach me how to make the tube on the sock machine. And then all I have to do is add in the heels, toes, and cuffs. And then they won't be languishing like these are. These are still in my little sock bag from Fat Squirrel Fibers. Yeah. So that's a whip. The other, let's open March's bag. So, March, let's see what I'm cranking. Oh, okay. This is Stranded Dye Works. So that is a dyer from Great Britain. That's Jude. He no longer dyes yarn. This is 80/20 BFL nylon, and the colorway is Popcorn Garland. That's the main skein, and Red Velvet is the contrast color. So that's exciting. Look at those pops of blue-green. All right, so those are my March Christmas socks. I will get a tube made with those, and then I'll use the mini to do the other bits. So that's exciting. On to more exciting news, kind of in the whip project. So I know I talk about our Scotland trip a lot, but it was just the most amazing experience. That's all I can say. It just captivated me, and I have not been able to stop thinking about our trip literally since we got back, which was 2023. And I've been flirting with this idea of designing a shawl because I love to wear shawls. As someone who is hot, then cold, then hot, they are easier than a sweater or a cardigan. You know, I can wrap them up over my shoulders if I'm cold, fling them off when I get hot. It's easy. And I had been thinking about what are my favorite parts of a shawl as far as texture, and what shape is my favorite. My favorite shape to wear as a shawl is definitely a triangular shawl. So just like the unwind shawl that I showed you earlier, I love a good triangular shawl. I love it even more if it's a nice big triangular shawl because you can really cozy up in it. It feels like a hug, but not so big that you can't just throw it around your neck under your coat, which I love to do with the point kind of off kilter or sticking down. So by far my favorite part of our trip to Scotland was when we spent time on the Isle of Skye. And it was just a breathtaking, I mean, the whole country is breathtaking, but it was just such a, I don't even know the words. It was very awe-inspiring. It was just my favorite section. And we only got to spend 3 days there, which makes me very, very sad because I could have easily parked and not left until we had to fly home. But we wanted to see as much of the country as we could. Would I love to hop on a plane, fly back, grab a car, drive to Skye, rent a little cottage for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and just do nothing but explore Skye? Absolutely. Mr. Froggett, if you're watching, there you go. Just take me back to Skye. So anyway, all this to say, a couple of weeks ago, menopause brain, I'm laying in bed. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. And this idea comes to me for a shawl design. Now, I have only ever designed a few things, and all of them were crochet. But I've knit a ton. So this idea just started forming. So I started taking notes and jotting down things that I want to see in a shawl, things that are my favorite parts of a shawl. So I'm going to show you because I made a little baby shawl. If I had a little who still liked Barbies, I would totally just give it to her for Barbies. It's definitely Barbie sized. But anyway, So now this is not done in the colors that I want the shawl to be. This is just some scraps that I pulled out of my bin. They are all our yarns, and ironically enough, they look really good together, but I have a little baby shawl. Now, I've not blocked it. Obviously, I've not done anything with the ends. But, so I started with a nice squishy garter section. Charm by Kelsey at the Littlest Charm Co, of course. Which led into the second color where I just did some stockinette. And then down here, I have some alternating 2x2 rib. So, you know, it switches every couple of rows. And then to finish, I would just do a regular 2x2 rib. Triangular, again, not blocked. So that's my idea. I have it all written down. I have a ton of notes. I just keep picking this up and looking at it and thinking, this is perfect. How about, you know, thumbnail? I designed a shawl. Not really. So because in 2024, our whole club for the year was based on the places we visited in Scotland. So all of the colors are special to me. So these are the colors that I'm going to do the shawl in, that I want to use in my like full-size sample. So first we have Sunrise on the River Ness. Then we have Inverness. And then lastly we have Blackberry, which is kind of blowing out. It's very, very deep. That's not it. That's better. So these are the three that I want the shawl to be. So kind of a fade, but you wouldn't even have to do a fade if you didn't want to. Like I said, these just happen to work together. I don't even know what this color is, if I'm being honest. This was the tiniest little ball that I found in my bin. I think it's a Christmas green of some sort. This is Velvet Pumpkins, and this is another random, I don't know, mini. Anyway, I do love them together. So, what do you think? I've never, ever done this. I am going to start working on it in full size and, you know, implementing my notes. I ripped out a few times because I didn't like the texture, and that's what I want. I want it to be several sections of texture, because Sky was beaches and mountains. So, you know, smooth, lovely sandy beaches, and then, you know, high, imposing, glorious mountains and everything in between. So I just wanted a lot of different textures in the shawl. I love a shawl that's squishy and textury. Yeah. So that's what's new. That's kind of been my whip for the week. I have not worked on my Douglas Cardi. I did do a little bit on my Scotland blanket from last year's club. I'm still in December mode, people, but let's show you the right side. There is December, which was Victoria Street. So not a lot there, but a little bit of progress. So those are my whips. That's all I have for whips. Yeah, I've kind of been obsessed with the shawl. So I'm trying to work on that. I have zero timeline on this, and we'll see where it goes. I'll keep you posted. Let's move on to shop news. In shop news, guess what? You're seeing this on or after March the 1st, so we can reveal our March club color. So our Lily Pad Club this year is inspired by book covers. We're also encouraging everyone to read along with us. There's a Discord. It's all linked below, along with everywhere that you can find our yarns. And yeah, March, we are reading, and we were inspired by the cover of A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. So let me show you the color. I'm I'm very excited. I'm going to take the labels off. Are you ready? Okay. If you haven't gotten yours, you may want to look away. They're all sent except for, I think like there's 2 orders that came in at the very, very end. So they're not sent yet. But here you go. This is fingering. And then here it is on DK, because it will look slightly different on DK. There's no nylon in our DK. So nylon will always dull out the colors a bit. Here's the mini. I love the mini because like it just evokes the pages, the side of the book. Also the beautiful desk. So here is, it's really hard to see on the cover. This is always showing up almost black. There is the deepest of blues, the deepest of these teal blues. You can kind of see it on the back. It's really hard to show. Anyway, that's it. A Study in Drowning with the mini. Love the way this came out. We got the gray here. We got the gold flecks for all of this. I'm so happy with it. So that is March's club color. I have also finished my March Granny Square in that color. So there we go. I've got the whole square along with the mini, and then my winter white, which is my joining color. There's our cute little charm. There are 2 left. If you still want a charm, I will put the extras up. The extras will go up on March the 1st, that you can just get the charm. But since my first 3 are done, I have joined them together. So we have January, we have February, and we now have March. So there's my first 3. I'm not going to be able to... I love it. So that's the first row to my book club blanket. And I'm excited. So now I can set that to the side and move on to the next row. I'm going to do 3 across, 4 down to make my blanket. And I have already started April's square. I got April's book charm. It's amazing. I cannot wait to reveal what we're reading for April. I'm so excited. So that's shop news, all of that. I also wanted to touch on 2 episodes ago. I said we had 2 special announcements coming up. The first one we revealed last week, which was our LLS fundraiser and fundraising color. This week is announcement number 2. So we are going to Nash Yarn Fest in April. April 14th and 15th is the show. We leave 2 days before that. So it's in Nashville. It's a brand new show. It's organized by Modern Daily Knitting. We're very excited because we get to pull the trailer inside the big building. So we'll be inside with everyone else, which is always exciting. So back in the fall of last year, when we knew we were going, we thought, let's put together a special kit to bring to the show as our show exclusive. So we reached out to some of our favorite makers and we designed a kit. There will be 2 kits, same colors. One is going to have an accompanying knit pattern and one will be for a crochet pattern. I'm unclear yet if the patterns will be included in the kits or if it will be you buy the kit, then you go buy the pattern from the designer. I haven't worked that out yet. I'm still waiting on both of my samples and I'm still waiting on the details of how we're going to do this. Anyway, I reached out to 2 people that we love to do a design. So Enchanted Forest is this lovely speckles. There's like micro speckles. I will pop a picture in right here of the inspiration picture. I love it. This color is so fun to dye because the technique, I just didn't know, I didn't think that these colors were going to work so well together. So this is on DK. So the DK kit will be the knit kit. The DK kit will have 2 full-size skeins because the pattern uses both. And it will also have 5 coordinating 50-gram skeins. So we've got Abyss, we've got Pressed Petals, we've got Tobacco Leaf, we've got Blackberry, and Olive Tree. The knit design is a shawl, and it uses the entire kit. 2 full skeins, all 5 of the 50-gram skeins. It's a big, squishy DK shawl. Editing Tasha here. I was watching back the video and I realized I never mentioned who the knit designer is. So our friend Rachel, who is Paisley Pearl Yarn, is who designed our knit shawl for the Enchanted Forest kits. And it is called Enchanted Forest Shawl. So she also did the Cowl, Knit Myself Flowers Cowl that has been popular in the truck. It uses one of our fade sets. It's beautiful. So she's designed for us before. We love the work that she does. That's who's designed the DK weight knit shawl for the Enchanted Forest kits. There you go. I'm so excited. It's on its way to me. I just don't have it yet. I thought I would have it before I had to film, but I don't. So that's the knit kit. Okay. For the crochet kit, we reached out to our friend Mama Gwen, who is by Gwen Designs, I think. And she also got the same kit in fingering weight. So her kit also had 2 full-size skeins of the main color and all 5 50s. The designers were free to choose how much or how little of the kit they wanted to use. So she chose, or her design uses 1 of the full-size skeins. This is our merino fingering, so it looks slightly different. And she chose these 3 coordinating. So Pressed Petals, Tobacco Leaf, and Olive Tree. So the crochet kits will be that, and the knit kits will have what I showed you before. Now, I couldn't do a kit without reaching out to Kelsey, our favorite charm designer. And she was ecstatic. I said, I told her the name of the kit. I told her the name of the yarn. I sent her the yarn so that she could get color inspiration. And I told her we were going to have a knit kit and a crochet kit. And that I wanted enchanted frogs. And then she came up with, how about some like enchanted mushrooms as well. So anyway, what we've got is a charm set that's coming. This will not be included as in the kit. This will be extra. And it will each set will have 3 charms. There'll be a knit set of charms and a crochet set of charms. And let me show you why. The knit set of charms has our cute little frog with his speckled yarn and his 2 knitting needles and his little wizard's hat. It will also have a little wizard frog holding some mushrooms, and then 1 of 5 colored mushrooms. So these are the mushrooms. They have cute little faces and some moss at the bottom, but they coordinate with all 5 of the 50s. So each kit will have a knit frog, a mushroom, and a froggy holding a mushroom. The mushroom colors will be random. Now, if you want the crochet set, she also made a frog holding his little crochet hook with his little ball of speckled yarn and his little hat. And so the crochet kit the crochet set of charms will have the crochet frog, the mushroom frog, and 1 of 5 colored mushrooms. So I'm so excited for those. They're so cute. She has been messaging me all week. They will hit the mail today. And yeah, we will only have a limited number of the charm sets with us at the show. Now, the way this is going to work is the kits are coming with us to the show. The charm sets are coming with us to the show. If you're not able to come to the show, guess what? You don't have to miss out, because I will have the kits up for pre-order on the website that Friday, March 14th, because that's the first day of the show. So March 14th, both of the kits will go live on our website for a pre-order. The charm sets will be live on Kelsey's website. She's on Etsy. I'll link her below, as I always do. That is where you will go to get the charm sets. We will not have them to sell. She's gonna sell those. So you won't miss out. And as soon as I have the patterns and I know how that's working, I will update you. The pre-order, you won't be waiting 8 to 10 weeks for your yarn, I promise. We get back either very, very late that Sunday or sometime during the day on Monday. It depends how long we can go. Mr. Froggett does 100% of the driving, and his back has not been very happy with him lately. So it's a long drive. It's a 10 to 12 hour drive for us, depending on how many stops we have to make, depending on traffic. So I don't know how long it's going to take us to get home. If we get home Sunday or Monday, Monday is going to be a rest day for us, regardless. Tuesday will be an admin day. And then Wednesday, we will start dyeing all of the orders for kits that came in over the weekend. So they'll be dyed that week, and they'll be shipped out either by the very end of that week we get back or the very beginning of the next week. So you won't be waiting very long. We just need some time to recover and to have some time to dye up the kits. So that's Enchanted Forest. It's our exclusive kit for Nash Fest. If you're coming, come see us. We would love to meet you. If you want to grab a kit while you're there, go right ahead. There will be limited numbers. I will tell you that. And if not, you can get them online, and we would love for you to then go and support Kelsey at her shop and get a charm set, because they're adorable. I've had these charms since October, and I've not been able to share them. So I need a sip of tea. All right, so that is shop news. I showed the charms. They release March 14th. The charms will also release March 14th on Kelsey's website. So you can come get a kit and then go visit Kelsey, not website, her Etsy site, and get a charm set. She's agreed to release them the same date. I'm also working on a kind of behind the scenes dye vlog of us dyeing up the kits, because the weekend that we are at Nash Fest, there won't be a regular podcast. We leave Wednesday, so I won't have any time to record, but I'm putting together a dye vlog, and that'll post that Saturday. So in lieu of a podcast like this, where I'm just sitting here yapping at you, you'll get to see me in the dye studio and behind the scenes of making these kits for all of you. I think that is all of that. So let's move on to book chat. In book chat, I had a great reading week. So last week when I saw you, I was almost done with Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is the second book in a duology. The first book is Heartless Hunter. This, I mean, 10 stars. If you have not read this duology, I highly, highly recommend it. It was absolutely amazing. I was getting to the end of this one, you know, the last, whatever, 20 or 10 pages or so, and I'm frantically texting my friend Melissa because she had already read it, and she wasn't responding because I found out later she was setting up for a trunk show. I just could not handle the way the ending was going. So, so good. So that was the first thing I finished. If you have not read this, I recommend it. Both books were 10 stars for me. I know you're only supposed to give 5 stars, but 10 stars, they were that good. And then I was also only about 30% into Metal Slinger. I was reading it on my Kindle. I do have the physical copy now. So Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This is book 1 in what I'm pretty sure is another duology. I can't find anything that says otherwise. I know she's working on the second book, which is called Light Wielder. I think it's coming out this year. I could be wrong. There's not a lot of information out there about when it's coming out. But let me tell you, the roller coaster that was this book. I mean, 10 stars, obviously. This, I'm now calling Rachel the queen of plot twists. This came out of left field. The plot twist in this book was so good that I read it 3 times. I had to go back and read the chapter 3 times to comprehend what she did to us. Amazing. If you have not read this book, get it now. It is so good. I mean, I don't know that I've ever had a plot twist that was as good as this. This plot twist was so, you will not see it coming. Absolutely will not see it coming. Metal Slinger, Rachel Schneider. I finished this once it really, I mean, this was a ride the whole way through. There's not any like slow time. It's constantly amping up. But that plot twist, I'm still thinking about it. Still thinking about it. So I finished that. I also finished my audiobook, which was Children of Fallen Gods by Carissa Broadbent. That's book 2 in a trilogy, and I am already listening to book 3, which moves me into reading. I'm listening to book 3 of that trilogy, which is the War of Lost Hearts trilogy. It's very good. I also started our March book. I'm like less than 10 pages in or so. Yeah, I just started it yesterday. It was a long day. We had an emergency visit to Brian's back surgeon. He's having some back issues that we needed to get checked out. Luckily, it's nothing serious. But if you didn't know, he's got 2 cages in the bottom of his, or in his lower back at his spine. So we weren't sure what was going on. Everything looks great. It just seems to be a muscle problem. But we were up before dawn to go to the doctor. So I was too tired to really read much of this. I'm also reading A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. And those are my 2 physical reads. So I'm excited to get into A Study in Drowning, our March book pick. It sounds interesting. We actually have someone in the Discord that already read it. So yeah, if you want to talk about any of the books that we're reading, we have a Discord thread for every book pick that we pick. We also have a Discord thread for any other books that we're reading. And gets pretty chatty over there. So if you want to join us over there, link is always down below. And I think that will do it, folks. I think that was a chatty one. Yeah, I have to finish my work day. It's 11 o'clock here on Thursday. Mr. Frogget is out of the house this morning, so that's the only time I can record is when he's out of the house. So, yeah. So that'll be it. Are you planning to read along with us for March? Are you planning to read our book pick? If not, absolutely no pressure. I hope you love the color. I love the way it came out. I love that we get the watery blues and greens with intense areas. And yeah, I'm very tickled with it. I hope you all love it too. All of the current pre-orders hit the mail yesterday. So if you're expecting a little purple package, it is on its way to you. So I hope you love it. And also, have you finished or read any 5-star books so far this year? Those two reading in the same week, it was an intense week. To read 2 books that good, that just got me at the end. And I mean, they were good the whole way through, but the endings were just so good. So yeah. Anyway, read those if you haven't. I highly recommend. Let me know what you're reading. If you've finished anything lately, what projects are you working on? Are you interested in the shawl that I'm somewhat designing? Like I said, I'm not a designer. I'll have to, explore that, find a tech editor, find sample knitters. Let me know if you want to sample knit it, if I ever get that far. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And I'll see you back here next week, same time, same place. And until then, happy week. Bye.